name is Halle Burton. I'm your Miss River City 2023, and welcome to my new series for my service initiative, Symbiosis of Service. This is centered around promoting positive relationships between young adults and community service. Today, I'm joined with Rylie Dewley, who is a Symbiosis of Service superstar, who's using her service initiative, Start Heart Smart, to educate people on how to keep a healthy heart. She's joining us from Alabama, where she's a Crimsonette in the $1 Million Marching Band and a former Miss Michigan's Outstanding Teen. So tell me more about your service initiative, Start Heart Smart.
Yes. Well, hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here today and to be speaking with Halle. It's just such an honor. So I created Start Heart Smart in 2019. At the age of 13, I was diagnosed with leaky valves and mitral insufficiency, which is the most common form of valvular heart disease. And I remember I was so scared because growing up, you're taught to take care of your heart, but you're never told that heart disease can affect you. And a lot of kids today think that it's an adult problem and that they can't be affected by it, but I'm living proof that it can happen to anyone. And so I created Start Heart Smart to help educate America's youth on how to have and keep a healthy heart. And so I've been able to travel to over 20 counties and 140 classrooms in Michigan, as well as several other states, and speak to students about just how to keep your heart healthy. I bring these little booklets with me, which I wish I could here today. I don't, but they have a bunch of different activities in them. It says HEART on the front, which is the acronym I use to help teach kids how to have a healthy heart. And I've also been able to travel to events and just speak to our youth about heart health because it's so important and it's something that I think is too often overlooked.
Awesome. Yeah, that's something that I've loved about how the Miss America organization is now partnering with the American Heart Association. And I immediately thought of you and your service initiative. When I was a teen, I loved looking into all of the amazing things you were doing in Michigan. And so it's really exciting to see that full circle. So what's something that you think people are surprised to hear about heart health? Or are there any surprising facts you told people that they just can't believe?
Well, actually, heart disease is the number one cause of death in America today. And that's something that a lot of people don't ever really think about. We're told, you got to be healthy, you have to exercise, you have to eat healthy, you have to, do all these different things. But we never talk about the heart health side of things. And when I speak to these classrooms and these schools and go to these events, that's something that always shocks people. And I always ask them, how do you take care of your heart? And they're like, well, I don't know. Like it's something that you don't really think about. And thankfully, we are pushing this new type of culture of healthy eating and working out and exercising, and that in turn helps your heart. But I think that as a whole, we do need to do better at just focusing more on the hearts. But yes, speaking about how heart disease is the number one cause of death in America is something that does shock a lot of people.
Mhm. And so for those teens that want to kind of take that first step, what are your suggestions to people who want to be more heart healthy?
One thing I always suggest is just to sit down and write out different things that you want to do for your heart and work it into your schedule because we all have very different schedules. I mean, looking at from when I was in high school to now in college, like life changes and things happen and now I'm busy similar to how I was in high school, but it's a different level of busy. And so before I went off to college, I had to sit down and make lists. Okay, like here's something I want to do every single day to take care of my heart. And that's something that I think everyone can and should do because like I said, we all have very different schedules, we all have very different lives. If you are a 6-year-old, you're going to have a very different schedule than someone who's 18. And so just making sure that you are doing heart healthy things that align with your life and your schedule is super important.
Yeah, and I noticed that too, and I'm sure you can agree. As a college twirler, there is a huge jump. In high school,
Yes.
sometimes you have like more free time to actually go to the gym, and then in college, it's like, oh, game day, and then in classes, and so it can be a lot.
Yes.
But yeah, I agree. It's just a lot about finding what works for your schedule, and that schedule definitely does change in
It
college.
does.
So, what has been one of your favorite service projects you've done?
Well, I actually started a kind of a sub program within Start Heart Smart called Care for Cardiac, and I'm able to visit hospitals and donate care packages for the pediatric cardiovascular patients. And so far, I've been able to donate over 245 care packages to 4 different hospitals, 3 of those hospitals being in Michigan. And this past weekend, I believe it was February it was right around Valentine's Day when I was able to go and donate care packages to Children's of Alabama, which is one of two CMN hospitals here in the state. It's also the only freestanding children's hospital in Alabama, and they have a great pediatric cardiovascular program. So it was really nice to be able to donate those care packages here as well.
So tell me a little more about your year as Miss Michigan's Outstanding Teen, some fun things you did, anything out of the ordinary.
It was fabulous. When I had won, like, it was a big shock to me because I had been competing in the program since I was 12 and I won at the age of 17. So it was like my last year of eligibility. And I remember it was my third year at States because my very first year competing, I didn't place at all in any local. So I just went and watched States. And then I had been competing in States for 3 years at this point, and I just felt so at ease with everything until the day of the competition, and I had like a total like freak out moment. But going into it, I felt really good, and I didn't expect to win, but I knew that if I did win, I was able to serve the best that I could. And I felt very confident in my abilities at that moment. And then I was crowned. And I don't know if you've seen the video, but it's like I couldn't stop crying for the entirety of the video. Like, I went up to the judges and my makeup was smeared everywhere. And I was just so thankful in that moment because I had gone into the competition with this plan of what I wanted to do and how many classrooms I wanted to visit and how many counties I wanted to visit and all the events I wanted to go to and host. And so I knew that I was ready to take on the challenge. And then throughout my year of service, I became even more confident in my speaking abilities. And within promoting Start Heart Smart, as I mentioned, I was able to visit, over 20 counties and so many different classrooms, both in person and virtually. And it was just an absolute honor to have that experience. I think that that's one thing that being a title holder helps you is with your confidence. You speak to a wide variety of people of different ethnicities, religions, cultures, ages. And so it gives you that opportunity to just speak and understand so many different people. And it was a great experience.
Mm-hmm. And I love it. It's just that great story of never giving up and achieving your dreams. I think I've seen your crowning video on TikTok.
Yes.
I swear it went viral or something.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So as far as working towards achieving your dreams, what's something that motivates you?
I think just remembering that everything happens for a reason. I'm looking back on my experience in the Outstanding Teen program. I was so upset that I didn't win my first year at States, and I was so upset I didn't win my second year at States. But then when I look back, I know that in my heart, if I would have won one of those 2 years, I wouldn't have been able to serve the way that I did the year that I had won. And so it's just kind of remembering that the process of getting to your goals and your dreams, it's challenging. Like, it's not going to be an easy journey to achieving them, but it's so worth it when you do, and it will happen when it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And the little quote, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. So you've already done a lot and you're continuing to do even more. What's next for you?
So right now I'm currently preparing for Crimson Out auditions, which will be at the end of April. So it's pretty exciting. I have my theme picked out. I have my costume currently being designed. My routine is actually finished. So I'm just making sure it's perfect and it looks great. And then this weekend, actually, I will find out on the 25th, which is Saturday, if I'm in the top 5 for a virtual competition here in Alabama. It's the final local competition of the season, and they're awarding 3 different titles. And it's virtual, which is so different. I've never done a virtual competition before. And so on Saturday, they will release the top 5, and then the top 5 will interview on Sunday, and that night, the new 3 title holders will be announced. So fingers crossed on that one, but it's super, super exciting. I can't wait.
Well, good luck. I'm looking forward to continuing following your journey. And to everyone who watched this, I'll share her social media accounts so you can also do the same. Thank you all for tuning in, and can't wait to see who the next superstar will be.
Thank you for having me today. Bye, everyone.